Today I'm speaking about the syncretism between legal and literary from the perspective of Agatha Christie. You know her most probably, she's one of the most famous writers of all time. And I think it's worth trying to highlight the combination between legal and literary from her perspective. So we will begin with the first slide. We cannot begin without some essential information about her. She was made a dame by Queen Elizabeth II for her contributions to literature, and this is the highest actually recognition one artist can get in the United Kingdom. Furthermore, she wrote 66 detective novels and 14 short story collections, proving her talent, proving her perseverance, and ultimately proving her mark on the literary universe. And also her novels have sold more than 2 billion copies. Now moving on to the actual theme. In order to present you this subject, I chose one of the most known novels written by Agatha Christie. Its name is Death on the Nile and was first published in 1937 in the UK by Collins Crime Club, and later the same year in the United States by Dodd Mead and Company. The novel became a gold standard in detective fiction, known for its intricate plot, misdirection, and exotic setting. The book reinforced Agatha Christie's global reputation as the queen of crime, cementing her legacy in detective fiction. And you can also notice the original book cover. It's very interesting, and it emphasizes the elements that can be met in the book. Moving on, we are entering now the law beneath the mystery. Because when we talk about Agatha Christie, we cannot limit the discussion only to her style of writing and just the literary part. We have to link the discussion to the law system as well. So for this slide, I decided to input one of the most famous codes one can find in Agatha Christie's books. Justice is the foundation of civilization, but human nature complicates it. On the sunlit waters of the Nile, law and crime entwined in a tale of deception, passion, and cold-blooded murder. Also has a very interesting quote: when one considers murder, one should do as simply as possible. At the novel's heart lies first-degree murder, executed with a level of premeditation that would captivate any prosecutor. Linnaeus knows that is not a crime of passion. It is a calculated, legally complex act involving three fundamental elements: motive, method, and mens rea in Latin, which means guilty mind. When we talk about first-degree murder, we don't talk only about the certain serious action. We have to understand the whole stages that lead to a murder. So the motive. In this case, it's about jealousy, it's about revenge and financial ambition. The method: a fabricated shooting, a planted gun, and a cleverly designed alibi. And the guilty mind, which is linked to Simon and Jacqueline, which basically illustrate the illusion of innocence, knowing that the law values intent as much as action. And last but not least, much like a courtroom drama, the novel explores how premeditation shapes a legal case, proving that the crime does not begin at the moment of action, but in the mind that conceives it. More to the moral part or to the legal part? I think it's a very good question, because we mostly tend to think about, being myself in a law college, to think about the procedures, but we cannot overlook the moral expectations and the moral implications. Now, as we approach the end of the presentation, I will bring into discussion the British legal system, some elements in Death on the Nile, colonial influence and jurisdiction. Of course, the action was set in Egypt, and at the time Egypt was a British colony, because we all know that Great Britain had a very powerful influence all over the world. They had colonies, and of course nowadays we all know Commonwealth. And though the passengers and Poirot himself brings it an applied jurisdictional authority. And the other one, the process and evidence gathering. Poirot follows what resembles British legal procedure. He collects testimonies, looks for physical evidence, and ensures that motives, means, and opportunities are all thoroughly considered. It's very urgent and it's very needed to respect all these steps, because we cannot talk about a healthy legal system if the authorities overlook only one step. Just one step is enough to alter, to spoil the entire process.